Good evening. Monday is Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. Update for Wednesday night. All right, let's go. Well, as far as setups, I took the AEV out. I'll show you that in just 1 second. Let's keep the NAGE and the VG. Still like the NAG quite a bit, and we'll get to that. Portfolio got whacked a bit. The BTM up a little bit, thank goodness. But the gold stocks got hit fairly hard today, and we'll get to that in just 1 second, too. Here's the AE. I like a TKO to trigger kind of quickly as opposed to the market kind of crawl back up and stall out a little bit. Doesn't mean the stock isn't still trending. Doesn't mean that it can't go higher. I just don't like it as much as a setup, and not enough to make an official setup. This one I still like quite a bit, but obviously wait for an entry. And notice that I did lower the entry on this one, so make a note of that. But do wait for an entry just in case it keeps rolling over. This is a really good looking setup. I like the double top knockout aspect of it, plus the pullback now to the 30 EMA. VG still looks pretty good. Cup and handle, pull back to the EMA. Again, and as usual, wait for entries. Let's take a look at the portfolio, and then we'll pop out, obviously, the overall market. BTM, our only winner on the day, and not by much, only up a couple of cents. But hey, we'll take it. Better than the poke and the eye. It does look like it has potential to go on and make some new highs and at least bang out that IPT. KGC, bit of a bummer. Really didn't get close enough to that IPT to consider taking profits. I'd like to see a little bit more deeper into 16 before getting too excited. But bit of a bummer today, obviously coming all the way back into the 30. Yeah, sideways at best. Lately, longer term, still in an uptrend, but yeah, it's been a little sideways as of late. Kato's down a little bit off of its worst levels, for the most part hanging in here and remaining in an uptrend. TFPM getting whacked like the other golds today. Just on your stops, just in case on that one. Let's take a look at the overall market, and then we'll drill down a little bit. First of all, let's take a look at the P's. S&P 500. Kind of a choppy, narrow range day. Not a whole lot to report. Down a little bit on the day. Longer term, still in an uptrend, and so far still above this prior peaks and resistance. So that's a good thing. You know, routine one day at a time. Stop if you've heard that before. NASDAQ, pretty much same action happening there. Russell 2000 actually ended up a little bit on the day. 0.75% better than the poke of the eye. It still has a lot of overhead resistance to push through. Again, here comes one more time. One day at a time. Bitcoin up a little. It's been sort of range bound, longer term uptrend, range bound as of late. Cybersecurity coming in a little. So far, the recent breakout remains intact. Nice uptrend remains intact there too. Gold getting hit a little bit in here, down 1% and change. It has lost some steam as of late, mostly sideways. Gold stocks getting hit especially hard, down 4.5%. Longer term still an uptrend, but beginning to break down a little bit below that 30 EMA. So obviously on your stops just in case on that one. Broker deal is selling off fairly hard, but it looks pretty good. So far just the beginnings of what could be a knockout slash pullback type of move. Biotech had a little bit of a rally today. Still has lots of overhead resistance to overcome. But as I said, I think it was in the MIM this morning and last night, I'm seeing quite a few biotech stocks in the Landry 100, at least I'd say maybe a dozen of them in there. So far, biotech still looking pretty good as far as on an individual issue basis, but obviously overall, lots of overhead supply to deal with. Let's take a look at the fence. You can see getting whacked a little in here. Longer term uptrend still intact, but it has been consolidating by trading sideways as of late. Cloud computing still below some overhead supply. Semiconductors had a decent day, just shy of these all-time highs. So far, so good there. Uranium continues to slide. Uranium, the spot metal, the physical metal, so far still an uptrend, but any additional weakness would be of concern there. Uranium stocks will still look pretty good. So far, just in the early phases of pulling back. So we'll have to see how that shakes out between the two of those. Financials coming back in. Any additional weakness would put it back below the prior peaks, and that would be a bit of a bummer. So kind of a mixed day. I guess overall, certainly not a great day, but you know the routine. Here comes one more time, one day at a time. Let's see how things shake out. Ideally, again, and as usual, I like to see markets break out and not look back for a while. Everybody have a fantastic night. If you have any questions, you know the routine. Thank you so much.